Hello students, Jai Swaminarayan. I am Professor Urvish Mewada, HOD Electrical Department, Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology, Bhat, Gandhinagar. I am the subject matter of Power System 2, which is in the 5th semester Electrical Engineering, and the GTU subject code of this subject is 3150911. Students, we are currently discussing the chapter number 4, that is Symmetrical Fault Analysis, and today this is lecture number 5 of chapter number 4, and today we are going to discuss the topic number 9, that is algorithm for the short circuit studies. Students, in last lecture number 4, we discussed the topic number 8, that is infinite bus, and then after we discussed the percentage reactance and the detailed derivation of the percentage reactance, and then after we discussed the short circuit MVA, and also we discuss the steps for the symmetrical fault calculation. So students, this is topic number 9, and the topic number 9 is algorithm for the short circuit studies. Now let us discuss how this algorithm works to analyze the short circuit in the power system. So this is one circuit which is shown that we have the bus number 1 2 up to r and nth number of bus. So for each bus having, means each bus having its individual generator. For bus number 1, the generator number 1 is connected with the bus number 1, and with bus number 2 the generator number 2 is connected, and the bus number r, the generator gr is connected, and bus number n, the gn is connected. Now this is the algorithm for the short circuit study, and where n bus system under steady means steady load, means the load is not fluctuating and load is not varying. Now here we are considering the n bus system, which show the schematically in this diagram, and which is operating at the steady load. Here we are consider the r as a fault bus. So this is a place where the fault is generated or fault occur. Now the first step towards the short circuit computation is to obtain the pre-fault voltage. So this is the algorithm which determines the pre-fault voltage of this network, and all the buses and currents in all the lines through the load flow study. So whenever any contingency occurs, say any type of fault occur, at that time system voltage and system current may get changed, and with the help of this algorithm we can determine the level of the fault voltage. So let us discuss how can we determine the fault voltage using this algorithm. So in the next slide, the step 1 that we need to perform, that is find out the pre-fault voltage at all the buses. So here we can use the matrix for different buses. We have the nth number of buses, that's why the voltages of individual, means all the buses is, say for the generator number 1, and this is the v0 indicates that the bus voltage itself and the generator which is connected with the each and every bus. So that's why here it is a consideration that v0, then v20, and we have the nth number of the voltage, so that is why vn raised to 0. So in this by means after forming the matrix, in the step number 2 the bus number r is to be faulted. So here we have considered that at this point the bus number r, we have considered that a point where the fault occurs. So this is the step number 2 in which the bus number r is be faulted through the fault impedance. So that's why the impedance is z, and here we indicated with zf, means it's a fault impedance zf. Now the v bus at fault, we can determine that v bus at 0 plus delta v, means change in the voltage. So by using this formula we can determine the fault voltage at any of the buses, or we can say where the fault will occur. And in the step number 4, that in the step number 4 we form the Thevenin's equivalent circuit of the given network, and then after we perform the short circuit of all short circuit all EMF sources, and replace that all means reactances by their respective reactances, say transient, subtransient, which is shown in this figure. figure 2.10. So over here you can see that this is the simulated circuit of the circuit number 1. In this you can see that all the generators are replaced with their direct axis reactances. So for the generator number 1, the reactance will become xd1 dash, and for the generator number 2, that will become xd2 dash. And for the point where the fault occur at the bus R, so here we consider the Thevenin's circuit. So the reactance of this faulty bus is x dash dr, and the voltage at this bus is Vr raised to 0, as we considered the in the formation of the matrix in the previous means slide. And the fault current which flows through this bus through the common part of this generators are means through the generator is if. This is the fault current, and this is the faulty impedance of this particular line. And then after the reactance of the nth number bus is xdn dash. Now this is the means algorithm which we are going to use for the to determine the post fault voltage. So here the circuit is drawn when once the fault occur, and we can apply the Thevenin's theorem to determine the means fault voltage of respective bus where the fault occur. Now in the step number 4, the step is to compute the value of the delta V. So delta V means V is the voltage, so we can write the equation, simple equation for the voltage is V into Z into J, or we can say I raised to F. So V is equal to generally IR, but here we have considered the means impedance of the whole network. So that's why Z bus into the J raised to F. So we can means form the Z bus of given number of buses through the given number of buses, and the Z bus of this given network is Z11 to Z1n, because we are having the nth number of bus, so 1, 2, R and N. So from the Z11 to it will become Zn1, and Z1n will become Znn. So this is the bus impedance matrix of the passive Thevenin network. So this is the for this network we have formed the bus and Z bus, and then after the JF is the matrix that we can form using where the fault occurs. So at the point R, the fault is occur at that point. You can see that the current is minus I raised to F. This is the bus current injector vector. And in the step number 5, you can see that the voltage change in voltage at rth number of bus, that will replace the delta VR, and the equation will become minus ZRR, because means impedance of that respective bus ZRR into I raised to F. And after that, if we want to determine the means voltage at R, means fault voltage at R number R bus, so that will be from the previous equation. We are using the previous equation over here, VR raised to 0 plus delta VR. You can see that I am just scrolling this down. So over here you can see that V fault bus is equal to V0. This is the bus where we can write the number of bus at which the fault occurs. So here we have considered the at the rth number of bus the fault occurs. So VR raised to F is equal to VR raised to 0 plus delta V change. So the whatever the change occur, that will be delta VR. So we have all the equations to determine the VR raised to 0 delta VR. So from that we can determine the value of the VR at fault. So VR at fault is equal to, here we have the value of delta VR. So delta VR is Z bus J raised to F, but for J raised to F we have the current is minus I raised to F, so it is replaced with the minus ZRR I raised to F. So this is the formula to determine the voltage of the respective bus where the fault occur using this algorithm. And then after VR raised to 0, all the means voltage and means voltage is replaced with its impedance and its reactance. So Z raised to F I raised to F is equal to, sorry, plus ZRR I raised to F. So from that, if we make the subject I raised to F, then we can determine the fault current also using this formula. So VR raised to 0 divide by Z raised to F plus ZRR. So if we know the values of Z raised to F, Z raised to L means ZRR and VR raised to 0, then we can determine the value of the fault current. After that, we have the step number 6, that is find the fault means post fault voltage for any ith bus. Means we can use any of the bus to determine, means we can use any of the means we can determine any of the voltage and current of any bus where the fault occur. So for the ith bus, means we have the means infinite means or we can say interconnected power system. So from that we have so many number of say generators and so many lines. So means it is not predicted that at this particular line the fault will occur. So it is a non-predictive part of the power system, and using this formula we can determine the bus voltage and or you can say system voltage at the system voltage and system current where when the fault occurs. So delta VF, so change in the voltage where the means sorry change in the voltage at the ith bus, this is I, so is equal to minus ZIR into I raised to F. This is the equation that we used in previous slide, and VI raised to F is equal to VI raised to 0 plus delta VI. For ith bus we are considering. In the previous case we considered the rth number of bus. So in the if the we consider R, then that it will be replaced with the R. So VI raised to F is equal to VI raised to 0, and delta VI is replaced with the, here the it is replaced the fault is occur at the rth number of faults. So that's why ZIR and I raised to F. And from using this formula, means VF fault VF raised to 0, this is the post fault voltage. So that's why VF raised to 0 is equal to VI raised to 0, and the ZIR, and we have the value of IF, that is VR raised to 0 divided by ZF plus ZRR. So this value is replaced over here. So from that we can have the step number 7, that is find the post fault current in this line is I, and we have the means interconnected power system. So we can determine this voltage for nth number of the buses. So that's why I fault is at IJ is equal to here the impedance is means replaced with the admittance of this respective network. So that will become YI on J, and I is equal to, basically the equation is say Y into V. So V is VI at fault time and minus VJ at the time of fault. So if we have the values of these two voltages and admittance, we can determine the post fault current of the system using this formula. Then after we have the topic number 10 for unit number 4, so that is ZBus formation using step-by-step method. So let us discuss how can we form the ZBus using step-by-step method. Basically in any of the power system, the initial step is to form the Y bus of the given system, and then after we can determine the value of the Z bus. So from the value of the Z bus, that will be easy to calculate the means voltage and current of any of the bus using the GS method, NR method, DLF method, FDLF method. So that we have already studied, but this is the initial step to solve such methods to determine the value of voltage and current when the system is at healthy condition or when the fault occur in the system. So let us discuss how we can find out the means ZBus using this algorithm, using the step-by-step method. So For the Z-bus formation, using the step-by-step method, we are considering this network. So that is the passive linear n-bus network. So over here, the I and J, and this are the old buses, and R is the, say, reference bus, and K is the new bus. So here we are going to use some notations. So the name of all the notations are written over here. I and J is the old buses, and R is the reference bus, and K is the new bus. So we have certain modification in this network to determine or to form the Z bus of this given passive linear n bus network. So we have this type of, we will means perform this type of modification to determine the Z bus. So in the type 1 modification, we consider that branch ZB is added. So the initial network is considered that means without this sub circuit, and it has only one N, I, J and R lines, where this is the network, and this is the point portion which is added in the type 1 modification. So that's why here you can see that for in the means branch ZB is say added between the new bus and the reference bus, and the type 2 modification, the branch ZB will is added between the new bus and the old bus. And in the type 3 modification, we will perform that the branch ZB is added between old bus and the reference bus. So old bus means any of that I and J, and the reference bus is R. And let us consider the type number 4. In the branch ZB is added between two old buses. So between I and J we can add the ZB. So this are the steps that we are going to perform to determine the Z bus of this given passive linear n bus network. And this is the first diagram which indicates the modification number 1, in which we are modifying that we are adding a branch ZB between the new bus. This is the K line which indicates that this is the new bus, and R is the reference bus. So they are here we are adding the ZB between K and R. So here we have some notations of the given circuit. So K, for the kth bus, means bus K, the current is from K is IK, and we have added an impedance, that is ZB. So the voltage across this is K and R is this VK. So VK, if we want to write the equation of VK, then V is nothing but the R into I. So R of the circuit is ZB, and I is of the circuit is IK. So that's why VK is equal to ZB into IK. And where ZIK, so from I bus to the kth bus, so ZIK will become ZKI. We can write the reciprocal of both the impedances, and means ZIK is equal to ZKI, so it is 0. And where I is equal to 1 to n, so if we have the nth number of buses in the system, so we can determine the impedance of any of the given bus or line. So the ZKK will be the ZB, because the impedance of this portion is ZB, so that's why ZKK is equal to ZBB. And this is the type 1 modification. Let us discuss the Z bus formation using this. So Z bus old means if we have the 4 buses, then Z bus old will be the 4 cross 4 matrix, and we have one line which is added, so that is the K. So that's why the new the impedances which are added, that is the ZB in the diagonal. So ZB is added over here. Now let us discuss after this point. We have the type 2 modification. In type 2 modification, you can see that adding a branch ZB between old bus J and new bus K. So we have shifted this circuit from here to the above bus, that is J bus, and the new bus K, which is shown in this diagram. So this is the new bus K, and the current of this new bus K is Ik, and Vk is the voltage which is applied across the kth bus, and the impedance of this circuit is again Zb, and the current which is transferring through the jth bus is Ij, and here the current which is means transferring through the kth bus is Ik. So this is the point or junction where the two currents meet, Ij and Ik. So this line is having the current is Ij plus Ik. So this is the type 2 modification, and for this type 2 modification the voltage equation will be Vk is equal to, we have the two voltages Vk and Vj. So V, for Vk the impedance means V is equal to Z into I. So Zb is the impedance of this circuit, and current is of this line is Ik. And for Vj means we can write the equation for Vj also, but Vj is placed over here. So from that the equation will become Zb Ik plus the we are starting from the jth line to the 1, so j1 to I1, then z j2 I2 plus up to so on, plus jj means at the this bus we are considering the we have means connected this line, so that's why zjj at this point the current is, the current will become I1 I2 to Ij plus Ik, and then after plus up to so on, plus jn means up to nth number of buses we are considering the effect from j to n. So zjn the current of this nth number of bus is in. So this is how we can write the equation to determine the voltage of the means the link or the bus which is newly added into the network. Now we are rearranging the previous Z bus that we form in the step number 1. So that is Vk is equal to, this is the formula that we are going to use, that this is we derive in the previous slide. So Z bus new will become Z bus old, that we have already in that modification number 1. The modification done is that zj1 means jth column is 1j, means zj1 the column z1 zj1 zj2 and zjn. So this is the reciprocal of this, so zj1 will become z1j, z1j will become, sorry, zj2 will become z2j, and zjn will become znj, and the addition of all this impedances is zjj plus zbb. So this is the new matrix that we formed after the step number 2. Now after that the type number 3 modification, in type number 3 modification, here we are adding a branch zb between old bus j and reference bus r as shown in this below diagram that we'll see in the next slide, and this case follows by the connecting bus k to the reference bus r, means k is connected with the reference bus r by setting the vk is equal to 0. So here the between j and r we have considered the zb. So this is the type 3 modification. So in this the matrix which we can form after this modification, this is the z bus old. So in this we have only the modification that we done is we have added a current matrix, and the means v is equal to z into I. So that's why v1 v2 up to vn, and then after to the k. So we have considered we have settled vk is equal to 0, that's why vk is placed 0 over here, and this is the matrix that we means formed in the modification number 2, and this is the value of the currents of respective currents means respective buses, that is I1 I2 In to Ik. Now here we are eliminate the Ik in the set of this equation that contains in the matrix, because we have considered Vk is equal to 0. So that's why here we have the Vk is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to v is equal to z into I. So zji z means zi with I1 I2 and In up to the kth number of bus. So that's why from this we can make the subject Ik is equal to 0. So Ik is equal to, the equation will become 1 upon zjj plus zjb into this whole term. So zj1 into I1 plus zj2 into I2 plus up to so on zj and in. And after that we can have the, if we have, we can write the equation for the ith number of bus, means vi is equal will become zj, means zi1 into i1, zi2 into i2, up to so on zin into in plus zij to ik. So from this equation we can determine the value of vi by placing the value of ik over here. So and values of the, means the impedances of the respective branches. So vi is equal to, this is we have taken from the type number 1, so zi1 minus 1 upon zjj plus zjb into zji, means zij into zj1 to i1, because we have considered the bus number 1, so that's why this are the notation we are using the bus number 1. Similarly we can write the equation for the z, means zi2 and then zin, and means this is the value which we use, the means the value of the current over here. So zjj zb and into zij into zj1, so this is the value of the current. So v is equal to nothing, it is nothing but the v into z into I. So from that we can plot the matrix of the given equation is z bus new is equal to z bus old, this is the z bus old, minus this is the z bus, means that we have considered over here after means forming this equation. So that's why 1 upon zjj plus zbb into, this is the common term in each and every means series of this equation, and this is the term that we are multiplicating with this. So that's why zij means 1j plus zj2 into zjn, this is the impedance of the bus number 1 to j and 2 to j and from n to j. And then after the impedance of the respective this means for the current 1, means current 1, current 2 and current n. So this is the impedance of this respective series is zi1 or plus zi2 up to zjn. So this is the z bus new is equal to z bus old minus that we have derived using type 1, type 2 and type 3 modification. Now in the type 4 modification, let us discuss how we can solve this type 4 modification. So now in the type 4 modification, that we are adding a branch zb between old bus I and the old bus j. So as we have already used the notation for the I and j, that is old bus, so between I and j we have connected this link which is means across the I and j. So the impedance of this link is again zb, and the current which is transferring from this point to the point where the buses are connected. So where the old buses are connected, so the current which is transferring from this, that is ik. So over here the current is I1 plus ik, because in this direction the current is transferring, that's why I1 plus ik, or we can say II plus ik, sorry, this is the ith number of bus, so this is II plus ik. And over here you can see that the current which is coming from this side, so the current will be of this j will be this is the link through which the current is transferring, like this over here. So this current is coming from the opposite side of this link, so that's why ij minus ik. Now as this is the type 4 modification and we need to write the equation for vi, so that will become vi is equal to zi1 i1 plus zi2 i2 plus up to so on zii, this is ii plus ik, the of the ith branch, and for the ij it is ij minus ik up to so on plus zin from I to n, that is zin. So this is the formula that we can write to determine the current voltage of the ith number of bus. And similar equation which follows the other buses for the other buses also, and the voltage of this bus I and j are, say, however, vj is equal to the vj is equal to v is equal to r into I, so that's why zb into ik, the current of this respective link and the impedance of the link, and the voltage of this ith number of bus, because it is transferring over this side, so plus vi. Now in this we can write the equation for the vi, that is z1j I1. This is the equation, and we are making the v1 as a subject, so that's why vj vi is as a subject, so this is vj as a subject, so this is the voltage equation for the vj. And then after the link which is added, that is zb, so from that the j is replaced with the b over here, so zb into ik plus zi1 into I1 from this, plus zi2 into I2 up to so on zii ik, ii I1 plus ik, and zij minus ik plus up to so on zin in. So this is the impedance that we have added of this respective link. Now rearranging this above equation, so in this the voltage is considered over, we are setting it 0, so that's why it is 0, and z I1 minus zj1, this is the impedance that we move from this side, so this side will become 0, so that's why zi1 minus zj1 into I1, then after zii minus zji into current ii, and plus zij minus zjj, the current of this impedance is ij, and then after zin minus zjn, and the current is in, plus the impedances of all the branches, means the buses, that is zb plus zii plus zjj plus minus zij minus zji into ik. So that's why the formula, from this formula we can form this matrix, that is this is the voltage and current, means v is equal to z into I. So the new matrix that we form from the above equation is z bus old, the zi1 minus zj1, so this will become reciprocal over here, so zi1 will become z1i minus zj1 will become z1j. So this is how we can write the equation for the other means off diagonal impedances, and the diagonal impedance will become zb plus zii plus zjj minus 2 zij into current I1 I2 to in to ij. Now here we are eliminating the ik on the line, similar to what we have what was done in type number 2. It follows that z bus new is equal to z bus old minus, this is the value that we have considered over here, so 1 upon that z ii plus zjj plus zjb minus 2ij, so this is the impedance of all the buses, and the matrix will become z1j minus z1i minus z1j, z2i minus 2j plus zni minus nj into the matrix of, means the off diagonal matrix, that zi1 minus zj1, zi2 minus zj2 up to so on zin minus zjn. So this is how we can means plot the, or we can say form the z bus of this of any given network of the power system using this step by step method. So this is the initial step to determine or to solve any of the means complex power system having the nth number of buses, and we can use same formula to determine the z bus of the given network. So after this topic, you have one assignment question, that is explain ZBus formation using step by step method, and the related instructions which are written for the assignment. Read it carefully. You can take the snap of this slide also. And if you have any doubt or any query, so we can solve your doubts and query in our doubt solving session. And still, if you have any further doubt after this presentation, you can directly call me. Feel free to call me anytime to solve your doubts related to the topic. So thank you very much, student. Thank you very much all. Jai Swaminarayan.